Welcome into your reading. Today we're doing a pick a card reading to see what kind of energy portals are opening up in your life due to winter. If that sounds interesting to you, here's how it works. Observe these cards and pick a pile from 1, 2, or 3, and then file into your reading, and we'll see what kind of energies are coming in for you due to winter. We're going to do these oracle cards first, and then there will be follow-up with tarot, and we're going to see what's going on and what areas of opportunity you can explore to make this the best winter season you've experienced yet. So thank you for letting me read for you. Let's dive in. Group 1, welcome into your reading. It's my pleasure to read for you today. As we start looking at the cards, please allow your intuition to be engaged and allow my intuition to help you to unlock yours. If there's imagery, colors, words, numbers, or anything on these cards, observe it, hold it gently, and allow your intuition to chew on it now and in the weeks ahead. I intend that these messages will not only be timeless, but allow you to feel empowered, uplifted, and inspired in the days, weeks, and months ahead. You can always come back to this reading and see how it hits you later. The messages will be here to serve you as you decide. All right, so one of the primary portals that's opening for you right now is the vessel. You might be thinking about the containers in your life and what kind of energies they're holding. Right now, you are coming up as this vessel. You are holding in a lot of energy, a lot of potential, and you might be pulled through a process where you're thinking about what you intend to create, the structures of your life, the foundations, and whether or not they are serving you, whether or not some of your energetic boundaries need to be either softened, renegotiated, or strengthened as you decide. Some of you might be thinking about your home or the structures of any buildings that you spend time in, the structures around your relationships, which are energetic. Maybe they are held by love. Maybe they're held by fear. You are a vessel right now of divine inspiration. It's time for you to think about what you want to bring into fruition, particularly if you are a creative person. What you nurture is either going to expand and bring more life to your life, or what you nurture could bring less life. I was thinking about this recently in my own personal life, how when we have certain thoughts, it's like a drop of sewage in pristine, pure water. Some of the energetic vessels or containers or bonds in your life are either going to bring more life to you or they might be poisonous to you. This is not time to get into fear. It's actually time to get very quiet and think about your dreams. Think about your hopes, wishes, and aspirations for the months ahead and how you can contain more of that energy within you. You are thinking quite a lot about your relationships. You might be spending a lot of wonderful, intimate, cozy, fun, friendly, romantic, or just pleasant times with other people. You might be feeling very loyal and unselfish and giving towards those people. I believe that this is also encouraging you to think about the people who inspire, uplift, and support you, who are your companions in the months ahead. Are they giving more life to your life? You might be feeling like you want to reassess some of your relationships in the shadow here. It says that it could be betrayal by misusing confidence or loss of personal identity. Some of the people in your life might not be reflecting your best and highest self back to you. Some people might be speaking fear into you. They might be betraying your trust or your confidence behind closed doors. Never on my channel will I encourage anyone to be paranoid or to look at the people, places, and situations around them with an overly wary or even an overly skeptical eye. We as human beings have the ability to pull in a lot of data all the time. And it's up to us to decide how to interpret that information. And I believe it's important to make sure that we are interpreting our experiences, thoughts, feelings, what we observe from others in a higher and more self-empowering way. And I personally don't feel paranoia, bitterness, or fear is the best way to see how people are doing what they're doing. So if someone is speaking your secrets to others, or even worse, maybe manufacturing, fabricating, or even just lying about you. Instead of seeing it as the ultimate betrayal, it could possibly be an opportunity to step back and look at that person and see who they are and whether or not that relationship is helping you to be the best version of yourself. And from that empowered state, figure out how you want to approach going forward with that relationship, how you might want to renegotiate your own internal commitment or contract to that person from a place of self-love, self-respect, and empowerment. Your second chakra, your sacral chakra, is aspected here with Archangel Ariel. I perceive this to be a time for you of completion. As the world slows down in the winter time, you might be feeling as if you have more creativity. You might be quite brewing with projects. You might be pregnant with wonderful ideas, inspired intuitions, and a desire to bring forth more life into your life. And this energy is online right here. Some of your cycles and chapters in the past might need to be gently closed out or renegotiated. Think about the people, places, and situations that make you feel the most alive, inspired, created, and uplifted. Allow what is not for you to either fall by the wayside or renegotiate and reinvest in a way that makes sense for who you are trying to become now. For some of you who believe in a higher power or even angels, don't feel afraid to ask for help from your spirit team or the angels. That's what they are there for. You are not in this alone. If you don't know how to bring a certain creative project or even a new way of being into reality, all you have to do is pray on it and ask for help, and ask that the next steps will be revealed to you gently. You might be amazed at what you can accomplish in the months ahead, even when things appear to be moving very slowly. I do think it is possible for some of you, you might be entering a yin cycle, which means a lot of the action is probably happening behind the scenes. You might feel like, oh my goodness, nothing is happening. But in the process, you have to enjoy the journey, not just getting to the destination. So think about the things that make you feel more alive. You know, you can take nice, warm, luxurious baths, dance, write, journal, do releasing rituals. Think about the people in your life who uplift you and nurture those relationships intentionally. Reach out to people, create opportunities to be with them. Take yourself on lovely and loving dates. Read new books that open up your horizons. Be the companion to yourself that you seek to experience in the world. If you happen to be a single person, remember that your thoughts are very creative, your words are creative, and your actions are creative. You are a creator. What are you bringing life to? As a vessel of divine life force energy, what are you breathing creativity energy into? Okay. So we've looked at the portal itself, the energy overall, and your archetype. Let's dive into the tarot. We're going to see what current energies are activating this portal. What current energies in the viewer's life are activating this portal for the best and highest for all concerned. Clear and honest messages. Please help me to be a channel of clarity. All right, let's see. What current energies are activating this portal? What current energies are activating this portal? What current energies are activating this portal? Okay. There might be someone in your work environment, in your church environment, in your higher levels of learning institutions, a place where you are committed to be there. You might be an apprentice, or you might be someone who is creating. Basically, when you look at the three, and pentacles are material. It's either your body, it's finance, it's what you create, right? It's material. It's material energy, if it's just an energy, or it's material substance, if it's in matter. So you are here creating, you're collaborating, and you're creating a third entity, which is greater than the sum of your parts. Some of you might have been interacting with someone who it felt like they were juggling and being sneaky. This person could have been a fire sign. They could be an entrepreneurial person. This person might have seemed like they were collaborating, but also at the same time, like working in two different directions at once. This is only going to be for some of you. And it may have just been felt or intuited, or it may have been known. interacting with this environment has caused you to think about what you're creating and what you're breathing life into. Some of you might be fire signs. I don't know why that's coming up for me, but with this imagery that I saw here, I'm thinking Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're a very creative person. I feel you could also be this King of Wands, thinking about your empire, thinking about your inspiration, your philosophy, your enterprise, your business, your work. Now, you may have been thinking about the people that you've been collaborating with and you feel a need to be strategic. You may have experienced certain losses with certain people where you felt they were not being clear and transparent with you, and maybe you had to cut your losses and go away. There are many different ways to interpret what we see in the cards, and there must be actually several different people pulling on my energy to have me try to translate how many different messages could be here. But as a creative person, you are going to be thinking about who you're collaborating with and being very strategic. This need for strategy is what has opened up this portal. Or dealing with people that you thought were sneaky and not being above board, and they were not giving as much to the situation as you were, has triggered this portal. You will know which message is for you. Don't force it to fit if it's not your message. Soften and engage your own intuition. Check out this imagery. See how it hits you. I feel that you are thinking about what you want to build and thinking about who you're collaborating with, thinking about how they've made you feel, thinking about certain losses that you may have experienced in this year, and recalibrating and seeing who and what in your environment makes you feel amplified and alive, and who conspires with you rather than operates against you has activated this portal for some of you. So let's see what people might be involved here. Who are some of the people involved in activating this portal? Who are some of the people involved? Oops. Who are some of the people involved? Clear and honest messages, please. Some of you might be dealing with a Libra, or a judge, or someone who balances books, CPA, tax person, who else? QuickBooks people, spreadsheet folks. Someone who tries to be fair, balanced, honest. Let's see here. Some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn. Let's have a look here. All right, so some of the people involved. There might be someone that you were in a higher level of commitment with, or you worked with them, or you were leaning on them for advice, or you may have felt very attached to this person. You may have felt like you were bound in chains to this person. You may have felt like they were pulling on some of your fears or your insecurities. Or you just may have felt really heavy soulmate karmic ties to this person. But on some level, it got you thinking about the future, thinking about your horizons. Ultimately, I see this as actually leading towards your betterment. This could be a person who is very well traveled and promised you the whole world, or being in their energy made you feel almost electrified, like you could do anything, like you could conquer the material world, and that your body felt more alive than ever. And you start looking out over the horizons like, what's next? Some of the people involved here might be people who, it's funny. I feel like these people are either standing on two different poles themselves, or these are two different types of people that you are interacting with. You might be dealing with some people who are very by the book, rigid, and like perfectionistic and orderly. And other people you might be dealing with are more hedonistic, pleasure-centered, anything goes, not as big on the morality, but more on the pleasure. Or you might be dealing with people who are somehow both, like very prim and proper in public, but a total freak behind closed doors. This person or these people may have activated your desire to figure out what you want to create in a balanced and self-empowering way. All right, let's see here. What are the areas of opportunity here? What are the areas of opportunity here? What are the areas of opportunity? Mastering your mind and your communication, overcoming heartbreak, sadness, and loss, starting a new adventure. So For some of you, you were dealing with a hothead, someone who promised a lot or came in and said as much stuff as they wanted to you and kind of broke your heart, made you sad, or there was some sort of loss due to harsh words, harsh thoughts, or unclear communication or unclear thinking. You may have felt like there was absolutely no coming back to this situation. You may have cut it off and you're ready for a new adventure. Or this happened way in the past and you finally processed these energies. You finally cleared your thinking. You've finally gotten over your resentments. You've finally gotten over your heartbreak, and you're ready to move on to a greater horizon for yourself. So the area of opportunity is looking towards, where are you being invited to battles you don't want to fight? Where are you feeling angry and hot-headed? Where are you not minding how you think or speak? And how might you use your power to seal those energy leaks, transform that narrative, and get enough energy to start a whole new chapter with a much brighter future? Is there a heartbreak, sadness, loss, or maybe betrayal that you need to overcome and transform as well so that you can leap into a new future? That's the area of opportunity. Your area of opportunity is dealing with your thoughts, actions, words, and your emotions, and using that information to open up a new possibility for you for a much brighter future. What is the advice here? We need some advice here. It's time to think about the people, places, and situations that make you feel emotionally fulfilled. Allow yourself to close out any chapters that need to close out. Money, opportunities for growth, expansion, new futures, happiness in your material sector, either financial, business, or emotions, physical fitness. That energy is trying to come in. And this is the key. The advice is the key. Allow your cycles to close out as needed, balance your books, overcome your limiting beliefs or your addictions if you have any. No judgment. In this day and age, I think we all have addictions. I'm addicted to coffee and sometimes social media, so please don't feel judged. So it's about getting your emotional cup filled, as well as your inspiration and your intuition, your philosophy, your passion. We've already seen this with the sacral chakra energy. That's going to get the wheel turning in your favor. It might take a little bit of time because this is fixed sign energy. This is Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio energy. So it's kind of slower moving energy. So you're going to have to lean into your heart space. Think about the people, places, and situations that make you feel really, really loving. Fill that cup up. Connect with women or feminine energies that make you feel nurtured, protected. If you don't have those people, that's okay. You can always look on your social media, read books, or consume entertainment that has loving, nurturing, queenly, motherly, caring energies. You can allow those energies to infiltrate your consciousness, I should say. You might be thinking about the feminine energies in your life that are entrepreneurial, enterprising, bright, fiery, sunny, loving, caring, nurturing, protective, or you might be embodying these energies yourself. That is going to transform any sense of despair, loss, a feeling of anger, and allow you to open up this portal to being a vessel that gives birth to a brand new life in a direction that really and truly serves you. So if things are really seeming like some of the action is happening behind the scenes, it's normal, it's fine. Think about your relationships with people and whether they're bringing out the best and highest version of you possible. Remember that you can be the change, you can model the behavior that you want, but you can't drag someone kicking and screaming toward a better version of themselves. As you allow yourself to plant the seeds of the future that you want to experience, you will be able to align yourself with either the higher version of the people who are already in your life or better opportunities with people, places, and scenarios that are going to collaborate with you going forward. Remember that when you step into your power, you're bringing out a more empowered version of everyone around you. This is kind of a collaborative effort because we are part of one entire consciousness. When we go towards our best, we encourage other people, either from the energetic level or even from the observable human level. It gives everyone else empowerment whenever we are empowered. And step back and look at the people, places, and situations that you are dealing with. I advise this all the time. If you check out my other readings, you're going to see this. I advise you to move in silence. When you are the vessel, when a baby is being formed inside of a womb, this is not a group project. This is universal intelligence flowing through a human body and gathering momentum. This is a very private, slow, secret, and sacred thing. So allow the transformations in your life to happen quietly, gradually. Allow them to gain energy and momentum. You don't have to invite everyone in on this process. It's not a group project. This is your life. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was my pleasure to read for you today. If you liked this video, please like it. If you know anyone who might benefit from my readings or the way that I read, please share it. I hope to read for you again in the future, and I'm wishing you so much luck now and for the rest of your life. Much love to you, Group 1. Bye. Group 2, welcome into your reading. It's my pleasure to read for you today. We're going to see what energies might be coming in for you during this winter season. Allow my intuition to help you to unlock yours. As we look at these cards, allow your intuition to be engaged as well. Observe all of the colors, imagery, words, numbers, or any other information on these cards. And see how they speak to you. Don't force any of the messages to fit if they don't organically fit. You can always save this reading and come back to it later. Remember that you have to live with the outcomes of your choices. So always tarot responsibly out here. All right, Group 2. Let's dive into this imagery. Some of you might be aligned with birds. Some of you might be air signs, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Some of you might be embodying those energies yourself. You might be thinking quite a lot about communication and how to communicate more effectively with the people, places, and situations surrounding you. Some of you may have been told that you are very blunt and direct. Some of you might be thinking about how you can communicate in a way that does not make you come across as intimidating, or how you might come across as someone you don't want to be envied, and you don't want to envy anyone. But you may feel a fear around communication and how you're coming across, and you might be afraid that if you shine your brightest possible light, that people might feel jealous rather than collaborative of you. But we're going to dive in and we're going to see what's going on. Your portal card is shown here by the crone. This is a dark time for you. Not dark as in negative. Dark as in seeing in the dark, as in understanding what's going on in your shadow, understanding what you're nurturing, holding things softly that you learn, and not forcing anything to become, but rather allowing it to unfold. You've seen it all, basically. Nothing scares you. Nothing in your shadow surprises you. You've probably gone through quite a lot in your life. And lots of chapters have probably closed out in this year or in the recent years. And you know who you are, you know what you want, and you know why you want it. And you're kind of moving quietly. You're not telling everyone what you know or why you know it. You're probably not really entranced by the concepts of duality right now. Good, bad, right, wrong. You kind of accept life as it is. You give life to only that which you want to see multiplying through your life and in your experience. You are cautious and conscientious about the things of value in your life, and you hang on to them because you want to take the seeds in your life of value and plant them in the right kind of soil. So you are discerning. You're keeping your eyes on the people, places, and situations and in your life, and you're trying to see through it. This might make you at times very frustrated because it's as if you have peered through the veil of your ordinary life and you can see the people, places, and situations for exactly what they are. And sometimes you might feel like you want to call people's ass out. You want to call your own ass out. but you're loath to be perceived as a bully. You want to confront your inner limitations. You want to help other people confront their limiting beliefs and ideas and their limitations. But some people around you, you might feel that they can't handle you. You might not know how to take this air energy, this communication energy, and speak on it in a way that inspires and uplifts rather than makes people feel intimidated or browbeaten. And this fear might be holding you back in terms of your communication. So basically, you might be feeling like if you step into your fullness, if you step into your power, that people are going to find you intimidating, overwhelming. And I feel that in this portal, you are having to confront those fears and shed them. This is very powerful. Actually, I chose this group. So I'm in here with you and I'm feeling this energy. And I can say that this portal has already actually started opening in my own life, and I can speak to it. I am channeling right now though, and I'm kind of surprised because a lot of this information was happening behind the scenes. You might envy other people who seem to be able to take life at a surface value. They might have the material or emotional success that you wish that you had. But you watch them, you observe them, and some of them are speaking against their own blessings. They might be gossipy. They might be low vibrational. They might constantly look for problems in their own life, and you embodying this crone energy, someone who's been there, done that, seen it all, could write the book, probably write several books. You see these people operating in the energy of envy. Sometimes you may even envy them, their simplicity. But at the end of the day, I see this group as a being that wants to pierce the veil of reality, make better decisions, speak the truth, but doing so in a loving way and not being caught in comparison, not envying other people, but also not looking down on other people. Everyone has their own journey, including us. And the compare and despair game can become very overwhelming because as we're looking at these other people who seem to have the things that we want, if it's envy on that level, makes us overlook the blessings that are right in front of us, behind us, what we're standing on, what we're dreaming about. We are all very uniquely blessed, and it's important to figure out how we're looking at our reality, looking at our life, and how we're speaking about it to ourselves and also to others. So I see clear, very clear, sometimes even very blunt communication being something that you are trying to balance in the months ahead. How to be yourself without making people feel jealous, small, or intimidating. I'm a very tall person myself. And recently I've been really drawn to dressing in a manner that is not necessarily eye-catching, but really unapologetic. I've just gotten sick and tired of making myself small for the benefit of keeping other people comfortable. And if it makes other people uncomfortable, they kind of just have to deal with it. So you may have been feeling like you've been going through something similar, where you had to dim yourself down in order to not be problematic or to cause a scene, and then finding that people were still not happy with you and still wanting you to be even smaller, or still wanting to control you somehow, or still speaking fear into your plans, or wanting to control and even bully you at times. So I would say this energy is about looking at some of your fears and also the fears of others. Find out the ways in which they are related, find out the ways in which they differ, and find a way to balance those observations. Everything is just data, and data is here to serve us. Data is here for our empowerment. Communication, I think, is very important for you, Group 2, going forward. I see you as someone who's very fearless, someone who's not afraid of death. For some of you, maybe you have really had to stop and think about your own life and the cycles that have begun and ended and the process in between. You seem to know the secrets of the universe, And it's all about you figuring out how to communicate that to other people. I would recommend journaling. Recently, I started doing something. It may or may not be of service to some of you. I've been writing out my resentments. I just did it today. So I've been writing out my resentments and fears and ripping this paper up and destroying it every day. And it helps me to not feel so angry, because like, my thoughts were bullying me. I was like getting so mad at people and not telling them how I was feeling, and instead just feeling disempowered and irritated, and like my pristine body of water had sewage in it, or my perfect cup of tea had a drop of poison, and who's drinking the poison? Me. So I've started writing out my fears and resentments, and some of you might want to write out your limiting beliefs, your fears, the things that are holding you back, and give it over to the God of your understanding. I give mine over to the Holy Spirit, and then I rip the paper up and I move on through the rest of my day. And it allows me to get that lump of anxiety out of my throat and that clenching cold hand of fear that is constricting my heart, and it allows me to move forward. So you might think about some transformation processes that serve you, because those are transformation processes: journaling, writing, ripping it up, dancing it out, or whatever you need to do that will help you transform that energy so that it's not just sitting on top of you. For some of you, interruptions might be featured in the days, weeks, and months ahead, and you're going to have to be resilient and allow yourself not to get angry. Don't be jealous of your very own dreams. That's another message that's coming forward. You might have some big dreams and ambitions that you want to bring into fruition, and you might feel jealous of these dreams, like they are not possible. Don't envy your own hopes and your own talents. They were given to you for a reason. Believe in yourself. We're going to look at this. Some of you might be getting communication soon. All right, so let's see what are the current energies that group 2 has experienced that have opened this portal in the first place. What are the current energies that are activating this portal? What are the current energies that are activating the portal? Clear and honest messages. Help me to be a channel of truth, please, for the empowerment of group 2. What current energies are activating this portal? Some of you may have been really in your single, inspired, fiery energy right now. Some of you might have been really working hard. You're thinking about your foundations, the productive use of your hands, what you are creating, how you are investing. So these two are all about the material world, okay? So this is Pentacles. That's money. That's tangible items such as your body, such as your home. So some of you may have been working really hard in the physical aspect of your life, either at your job, stacking your money, thinking about investing, taking care of your home, taking care of your body, and you are working diligently at this. This is the 8. An 8 is taking the wisdom of the heavens and grounding it into earth. So some of you are thinking about how to use your spiritual and intellectual gifts in order to bring it down to material gain or change, material transformation in your life. Some of you are taking excellent care of yourself. You are being perceived as magnetic, attractive, single, ready to mingle, or independent, confident, as if you have everything going for you. You're looking good. Some of you might be taking better care of your bodies, or you're dressing well, or working on your hair, your skin, making sure that you're smelling great. Some of you are buying new perfumes. Some of you are thinking about inspiration, philosophy, writing, creating businesses, sensuality. For some of you, if you are a sexual person and you're over 18, sexuality. Some of you are thinking about your intuition. Some of you might be moving towards a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or you might be embodying this energy yourself. Some of you might be thinking about starting a new business and planting those seeds going forward. So it is the productive use of your energy and investing in yourself, taking care of yourself, being inspired and inspiring has activated this portal, has pulled you through a process where you are insightful, unapologetic, and trying to call some shit as you see it, but also trying very hard not to give in to the desire to browbeat people with the truth, to feel jealous of them, or to feel jealous of your own dreams. Basically, you're trying to figure out how to balance your own energies so that you can receive more of the good that you are creating and less of the fear, essentially. All right, so who are the people that are involved in this process? Who are the people that are involved in this process for group 2, please? Someone that you moved away from, or someone who's from a distant land might be involved in this. Someone from a different country, perhaps, or someone that you moved away from. You may have felt like you had a loss with this person, closed out a cycle with this person, or it was ups and downs and there was a down. So you're like that, and you're waiting for it to spin back up. I don't know who this, someone who maybe owes you an apology, my love. So that might have been, there may have been a catalyst, someone younger than you, someone immature than you, someone who might be a water sign or an air sign. So Aries, Leo, I'm sorry. Wow. Why did I say that? That was crazy. Maybe for some of you, it's actually a fire sign. My apologies. It may be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, or an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. Don't force that to fit. It's just additional data for confirmation if it fits. But someone that you may have had a loss with, or you felt there was no success. So they went away, or you went away, you called it, and you're just waiting for this to turn, the wheel to turn in your favor. It might be taking a while though, because this is fixed sign energy. Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius. It moves a little more slowly, but those energies are advanced though. So they're the most mature iteration. And this person may owe you an apology. So you may be waiting on that, or you may be actually wanting to give the apology. Maybe you've transmuted your feelings towards this person and got some lessons. So someone younger than you that you had an ending with, I believe, is aspected here, that opened up this portal for you. Maybe they made you think about life in a different way, or kicked off your ascension process and just made you really unstoppable and unapologetic, not wanting to take crap from anyone, and determined to actually create the life of your dreams, is how I see it. All right, where are the areas of opportunity? Areas of opportunity for group 2. Areas of opportunity for group 2. Areas of opportunity for group 2. This is interesting. So some of you might be thinking about travel, going in a new direction, starting a new chapter, taking a leap into the unknown. Some of you may be feeling very, very inspired right now. You might be thinking about the battles that you have won or lost, thinking about how you are communicating yet again, who is communicating with you, collaborating with you, who can you move towards. Someone might be coming towards you, or you might be going towards someone. So think about what new direction you want to go in, because you're going to have a lot of energy to do it, but you're going to have to seal up any miscommunication vibes that you've got going on. You don't have to go to every fight that you're invited to, for example. So it's about conserving your energy to fuel your dreams and to fuel a better life track, rather than frittering it away on people who want to fight with you. If that's the case, if some friend from a distance wants to come visit with you, they may have good energy to add to you as well. So think about who you want to communicate with, how you want to communicate, allow positive energy to come to you. Some of you might be going on a road trip. If you feel called to do that, there may be something in that for you. Remember that you make your choices though. I'm not responsible for your outcomes. All right, so let's have a look. What's the advice here? What's the advice for group 2? What's the advice for group 2, please? Clear and honest messages for group 2. What's the advice here? What's the advice here? What's the advice? Some of you, bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups, new opportunities in love, care, emotional fulfillment, inspiration. Some of you actually might be thinking about people you want to connect to, but for some reason, I'm thinking some of you might actually be going to church. Some of you, I don't know why. Communion, I was like, why is that coming up? I don't know. So you might be thinking about your spirituality and how it is fueling or enriching your life, no matter what your spiritual path is. All right, so the advice here is to not dwell upon the disappointments of the past, what is not coming towards you, and instead look over the horizon and think about the ships that you want to come in. Think about what you are creating, what inspires you, who inspires you. Pick a direction though. You're going to have to pick a direction, because you can't hit one target with like 75 arrows. I mean, you could try, but you're going to really kind of waste your energy and your time. It's going to be very, very challenging. You need to go inside, think about what your heart wants, really actually think about what your heart wants, group 2. You can't block off your heart and simultaneously find emotional fulfillment, okay? So if you're holding on to someone or something from the past, someone who's bickering with you or making you feel like you're a jerk when you were just trying to be loving or caring or something like this, move away from that. Allow yourself to mourn the losses of the past, but allow them to close out so that you can get this wheel of fortune going in your direction. Look over the horizon for the opportunities that you want to pull in. Pick 1 or 2 of them and allow yourself to do it. You understand life at a deep, deep level. You don't need to overly apologize for who and what you are. Life has pulled you through this process because it needs you to be this person. So just make a plan, fuel your heart, think about what you want, and let the chips fall where they may. But don't attend every battle that you are invited to. You need your energy. No one else needs your energy. Anyway, thank you for letting me read for you today. If you enjoyed that reading, please like it. If you think anyone might benefit from my readings, please share. If you like how I read, please subscribe. I would love to read for you again. It was my absolute pleasure to read for you today, group 2. I'm sending you so much love now and forever. Okay, bye. Group 3, welcome into your reading. If you chose these cards, this reading might be for you. Don't force any of the messages to fit. If they don't organically fit, you can always save this reading and come back to it later. As we look at these cards together, allow your intuition to be engaged and allow my intuition to help you to unlock yours. This is a collaboration. The intention here is that these messages will be for your upliftment and empowerment from now and into the future, that you'll get something out of it that will help you to become happy, fulfilled, centered, and to know exactly what to do and how to do it from your own higher power. All right, so let's dive in. Group 3. Some of you may have been feeling like you have been dealing with so much anxiety. And this is partially because you want to see yourself as the hero/heroine of your own story. You may have felt like your recent past has been fraught with obstacles, so many obstacles, and you've had to be resilient, intelligent, forceful at times to overcome everything that has tried to hold you back. You've been leaning into that archetype of the hero or the heroine, even when it has caused you so much anxiety. The portal that is opening for you in the winter months is a new door of opportunity, a time to really become the true hero or heroine that you've been trying to become by letting go of your anxiety. Some of the storms of the recent past did not even come to pass. Some of them were far off in the distance, looming, and they propelled you forward, running, tripping, grabbing, climbing, grasping, stumbling, falling forward. And you've come to the end of this. There is no need for you to struggle, strive, or try so damn hard. All around you in the coming days, weeks, and months, there are going to be new doors of opportunity opening up around you. Things are not going to continue being so hard. They're not going to become so dark either. You may have really actually felt like you were on your own. It was just you and your will, you and your power, you and your force, you looking into your own shadow and trying to figure out how to transmute all of that into light, into power, how to bring light into the darkness in your own life and how to overcome that. You've had to reach very deep down inside to find out how to become the strongest version of yourself, how to be passionate for the journey and not become overwhelmed by the process. Some of you may have had to come to the terms or come to terms with that some of your feelings about your immediate reality were a form of escapism or avoidance, a desire to get out of your situation, even if it was only in your mind or through reckless, abandoned efforts externally that may have not led to positive results. So going forward, what I see the portal for you is finding a way to deal with any anxieties that have occurred in your life up until this point. Find a game plan to deal with any feelings of fear or limitation. Think about the kind of experience you want to have and create a very calm, systematic plan to make that happen. It's time to really look at your reality, look at your life, your day-to-day experience, and not escape from it, not pivot away from it into daydreams, but rather to find a very clear on the ground way of becoming the version of yourself who can handle this and move into a different terrain, not from the fear and need to escape, but rather from a self-empowered, understanding, clear and direct center of being. Your dark times are not going to last forever. And indeed, I think that they have led you to understand who and what you are right now and what you want going forward. It's important to let some of those doors close. However, if some of the people, places, and situations in your life don't seem to be allowing you to become the person that you want, but are rather stumbling blocks, obstacles, or people that are creating more problems than it's worth, or people who are speaking fear into you and increasing your anxiety, it might be time to renegotiate or reconsider your investment in those relationships and what you want going forward. So let's see what's going on in your current energies that have activated this portal of having to stop, pivot, and go in a new direction and allow other doors to open. What current energies are activating this portal? Someone in your environment seems like they like to fight with you a lot. What current energies are activating this portal? Or your thoughts and feelings might be kind of unbalanced. It's like your thoughts are running wild. They're running away from you. But you're desiring deeply to be this centered Queen of Pentacles person, to have foundations that you can count on. Or there might be someone in your energy who's trying to build this. Current energies activating this portal. Some of you are thinking about your commitments, your higher levels of learning, your institutions, your business, where you work, where you're committed to be. Possibly some of you, this will be church, or your spiritual aspect is highlighted here. It looks to me like what's activating this portal of allowing the endings to actually end and to be the hero of your own story who overcomes anxiety is a desire to control your mind, to control your speech, or to limit your interaction with people who are arguing with you, speaking fear into you, starting fights that don't need to happen. Your desire to be stable, secure, to have a happy home life, to be someone who knows how to take care of the material aspect of your life, money, health, body, home, and to be initiated through a spiritual process where you know what's right to do for you. You feel like you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. This desire to be in control of your life, mature, centered, established, to know exactly what to do, that's what's activated this portal. Because you can't get to that centered area of knowing by looking at imaginary doorways or escaping from your reality and avoiding the mundane material here and now issues. So you felt a call at a spiritual level to confront your life, your reality, your spirituality, and your understanding of your own experience at a serious, mature level. And that's what's caused you to feel like it's time to let certain things go. Who are the people involved here? Who are the people involved here? Someone younger than you? Someone who's slow, deliberate in their communication? People involved here? Could be a younger earth sign as well. Who's involved here? My cards are sticking together. Someone who moves very, very slowly could be aspected here. People involved here? People involved here? An earth sign? Someone you might be felt a soulmate connection to. Someone you may have had a loss with, or you feel like the communication came to nothing. someone who made you sad, who you were sad over, someone who seems stable and secure, someone you could learn from, someone who made you want to be the more centered, grounded version of yourself, someone who inspired you. So you could have been doing this for your children, your spouse, or someone who inspired you quite a lot. But maybe you felt like they didn't recognize you. They don't recognize your efforts. They don't see you for who you are and who you could be even more. This person maybe is never pleased with you. Or they don't give the kind of encouragement that you want. They might be a critical person. So that person may have inspired you or is inspiring you to do this. Or you may have started to have communication with someone who is grounded, reserved, accomplished in the material realm. You might not know if you can make an approach to this person, but they may be your muse. This may be someone who made you believe in yourself, believe that you can figure out how to overcome the limitations of the past. So it could be in either direction. It could be a boss who sees something in you, who makes you want to believe. But other areas of your life might not feel as collaborative, but someone inspired you here and made you feel like you wanted to overcome your present or perceived limitations and go towards a better version of life for you. What are the areas of opportunity for group 3? Areas of opportunity for group 3. Areas of opportunity for group 3. Connecting to people, places, and situations that make you feel emotionally fulfilled is aspected here. Celebrating, having more fun, allowing yourself to let go of your pain, putting things into order in your life, establishing a routine, closing out any important paperwork or cleaning out your home, putting things to balance, putting things to rights. Maybe for some of you, even interacting with a Libra. Focusing on emotional fulfillment and happiness, allowing yourself to either make your home life happy or to focus on the happiness which is already in your home life, dreaming about the future and making a step-by-step systematic plan to get there, but getting really, really honest with yourself about what it is you really want and getting a very practical plan to get there, overcoming the anxiety of the fear, oh, I can't have this. It's not going to be easy. Like, it's going to be impossible. How am I going to do that? It doesn't matter. You just need to know the what, and the universe will provide the how. The cursed hows are none of your business. Your business is to know exactly what you want, and then maybe take the first step. And then, like magic, in front of you, the next steps will reveal themselves, and you have to confidently start taking one step after another, not from panic or anxiety, but from a sense of trust and following your heart. You seem to have a lot of cups here, so emotional fulfillment. So embody the energy of emotional fulfillment and happiness as often as possible, and allow that to create the path forward for you. Was the advice here? It's time to be strategic. It's time to have a plan. It's time to go inside and really get clear on what it is that you want. You have the ability to create a good foundation for yourself. Some of the structures and routines in your life, ways of being, thoughts, feelings, ways of living that felt like they were reliable need to come down. You need to really think about your foundations. You need to think about what your life looks like and whether or not your foundations are stable and solid. Some of them are going to have to come down, and that's okay. Some of you might actually be interacting with a Scorpio who comes in out of nowhere, or someone or some opportunity comes in out of nowhere and makes you realize that you're going to have to change some things. And this is not a bad thing. From this transformation and change, you can build a strong, stable new foundation that suits who you are now, that this process has pulled you through. You might have to pull away from certain people, places, and situations and go deep inside and get the wisdom that you have inside of you and bring it out, bring that light out, so that you can light your own way going forward. Some of you might be going to telehealth, communicating with counselors, online. You might be getting certifications online. You might be becoming a counselor. You might be thinking about your education, illumination, spiritual practice. You might be journaling, writing, meditating, fasting, arriving at a place where you can receive universal wisdom or wisdom from your own higher power, your higher consciousness. And you might be taking that in order to illuminate your own path going forward. You're thinking very much about your legacy, your foundations, your home life. You might be interacting with family members, close loved ones. A lot of this is actually very, very positive. Think about what seeds you want to plant, because they are going to grow for you, but they have to come from your higher knowing, your inspired action, and not from anxiety. Some of you need to be strategic. Some of you also might be thinking about removing yourself from people who come across as cunning or manipulative, people who are too controlling, who don't believe in your dreams and your hopes and your ambitions, but rather believe in duty and how things are done, tradition. You might not be a conventional person. You might have conventional and traditional aspects, but some of you might be actually trying to force yourself. Some of you might be a creative person, and you might be trying to force yourself to do things in a manner that goes against your actual nature, and that's what's causing all of this anxiety. Or some of you might be more traditional, and you might not feel like you can go for those traditional values that you want to embody. You might feel like maybe some of you are trying to bring in, for example, a spouse, a soulmate connection that you can get to a higher level of commitment to. Some of you might want to go into an institution for higher levels of learning. You might not know how to go and do that. You might feel like, who am I to believe in myself? Who am I to think that I can be a husband or wife? Who am I to think that I can get out of this situation and move towards something better for me? But you are. That's your point. That's the whole point in being alive. You have an intellect that you can use productively or destructively. You have emotions and inspiration that you can use either productively or destructively. And you have the 24 hours ahead of you to either use productively or destructively. You have to think about what you want to experience and what you want to create in your life, what kind of story that you want to be the hero or heroine in, and how to get a strategy based in your reasoning, your best possible reasoning and centered emotional fulfillment, as well as practical steps in order to start going in that direction rather than fueling the fears and running headfirst over and over again into walls and doors which are closed to you. So it's about getting really practical and clear on who you are now and what you want going forward. Allow the doors of the past that are not for you to close. If you must grieve, that's fine. Find strategies to deal with internal anxiety. I've personally been doing something called a fears and resentments every day. I got that idea from the crappy childhood fairy, Anna Runkle, fears and resentments, and I use it just to clear my plate in the morning when I find myself to be angry at people, places, or situations, and make space inside of myself. And that spaciousness allows me to make better, empowered decisions. And it makes me feel a lot less anxious going forward. So find a routine that suits you. Experiment a little bit with what makes you feel empowered, and allow yourself to build a foundation that suits you. A foundation that can allow you to become the person that you want and experience the life that actually makes you feel so fulfilled, gives you the emotional, monetary, family success that you so rightly deserve. It's been a pleasure to read for you today, Group 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like it if you did. Please subscribe if you like how I read. If you think anyone would benefit from how I read, please share my readings with them. I'm wishing you so much love, so much luck in this winter going forward, and always take good care of yourself, Group 3. Bye.